Okay, super quick summary of my last few days of higher algebra class. You got permutations versus combinations, and then at the end, I'll talk about tree diagrams. So let's say you got these three kids, Aaron, Balake, and Denise. If you know, you know. These three kids are going to be pulled out in either permutations or combinations. So what's the difference? Well, we got three of them either way. And we're either going to do the permutation kind where the order matters. That's important. On permutations, the order matters. That's like a race. So for example, if these three were going to race across the parking lot, then you kept track of who was first and who was second, then wouldn't Blake, Denise be different than Denise is first and Blake is second? See, you know, there's sometimes where the order matters. Like, you'd rather be first place, right? If the order matters, like in a race, then you do a permutation. If it's a combination, then the order doesn't matter. So if you just pull out Blake and Denise, you don't care what order. You just like, hey, two of you guys come over here and help me lift this thing. Then how many different ways could you pull out groups? So if the order doesn't matter, then you could either pull out Blake, then Denise. I'm just going to shorten this up to like one letter each. So Blake, Denise, or Aaron and Blake, or Aaron and Denise. And if the order doesn't matter, then that's all the combinations that there are. So again, if the order mattered, we'd have to reverse these. If it was like first place, second place kind of a thing, if it was a race, then we'd have to also say, well, D could come in first and B could be second. Or this one reversed would be B then A. And this one reversed would be then D then A. So if the order mattered, there'd be 6 answers. Okay. And if the order matters, it's a permutation, that'd be 6. And if it's a combination where the order doesn't matter, then it would just be the red ones. And then the answer would be 3. So your permutation answers are always bigger than your combination answers are. All right, now the calculator can actually get these answers for you if you just take your calculator and you know how to operate it. You're looking for the NPR, and if you wanted 3P2, you go 3 here, which on the newer version of the calculator, it'll put it right in the N spot, and the 2 here. If you've got the older version of the calculator, you can type it exactly like this, and that would be 3P2. If you wanted the combination, that would be NCR, and you'd want the 3 here, and you'd want the 2 here. And again, which kind does order matter on? Permutation, the order matters. All right, so the calculator can get these answers like 6 for the top one and like 3 for this one. You should make sure you know how to put that into the calculator. I'm gonna expect you to know how to do that. All right, next, if I want to talk about these, this is a tree diagram. I don't know, turned it on its side, you could sort of say it looks kind of like a tree that's growing from the ground right here, you know. But it's talking about 2 different events happening. This right here is one event, and first you flip a coin and you either get heads or tails. And then there's another event that happens in here. The second coin flip is right there. And then the results are here. And either you got heads, 49% chance of that. Coincidence that there's 2 7s along that route? Of course not. 0.7, 0.7, 0.49. Okay? This 0.21, that's from this 0.7 times this 0.3. Gives you 0.21. That makes sense? And all of those together add up to 100%. So all of these will add up to 100%. If they're off by like 1/100th or something, it's probably just because of rounding. All right. So if I asked you, what's the probability of getting a heads and then a tails? Might be this one. If I said, I don't care about the order, tails heads would have been just as good, tails, heads, or heads, tails. The order doesn't matter. Then you take both of those. And then you have a higher chance, right? Because either heads, tails, or tails, heads works for you. And now you'd have a 42% chance that that's going to happen. All right, so that's how you use a, what are these called again? Nope. Tree diagram. There it is. Whew. Man, not fully back yet, but I'm getting close. All right, I hope that helped. And the secret word that you would want to type in for your points on that Schoology quiz is comb, C-O-M-B. Sort of like short for combination, C-O-M-B. All right, cool. Thanks for listening to this. Now you're way better off than you would have been.